What is up, everybody? Welcome to the On the Block podcast with yours truly, Andrew Yalo. I'm here joined by a bunch of the cast and crew from Big Brother Minecraft Season 8. We'll start from top left. We have Aiden HD. We've got in the top middle, we got All Over Again, which is Michael. He was on production. Middle left, we have BMO. Middle, directly in the middle, we have Maxim, Empty Pail. On the middle right, we have Joey. He was on production. And in the very bottom, we have Ray, Survivorizer. Welcome back, Ray. Welcome back. I think welcome back, Maxim. Maxim's been here before, not in the face cam ones, but welcome. All right. We have a lot to unpack here. We had a crazy triple eviction episode. We had to skip a podcast week because there wasn't much going on in episode 7, but we have a lot to unpack here. So we will quickly recap everything that's happened before episode 8 real quick in episode 7. So episode 7, Brad wins majority rules, head of household, nominates or was attempting to nominate Liz for eviction. Liz reveals to him that she has a bounty card, and for some reason Brad decides not to target her still and decides to put up Ray and Beans for eviction. We left off at the veto competition with Liz winning it. So now we know that Liz has a bunch of power in the game now. She has a bounty card and she has a veto in her possession. So what will Liz do with it? So at this point in the game, I want to hear some perspectives. So Brad's HOH, Ray, you're on the block. What's everyone thinking right now in their positioning in the game? How is everyone feeling?
I felt great.
I
felt fine.
I should probably start. I mean,
yeah, right. I was gonna ask you why didn't you, so a lot of there have been some comments about why you didn't use your bounty card in episode 7 when you were nominated. So I want to hear your why on that.
So it's probably like you'd think, oh, like Ray's stupid. Like why wouldn't he just use his safety? Well, we all saw how TJ flamed out in week 2, and I didn't really want to repeat that. Just like give myself I'm like removing myself from the block and removing my chance to play in the veto to possibly win. So if I do that, then Brad might just say, oh, if someone wins veto, I'll just put him right back on. And then boom, I'm out. So I just didn't really want that possibility. Plus it would waste my bounty.
Exactly.
And if I got through with another week, it'd be a huge resume build.
Mm-hmm. So the bounty card twist definitely has some sort of a learning curve that goes with it. So obviously we saw TJ use it week 2, and it essentially, he got himself backdoored. Sorry, my camera just froze. I have to re-enable it. So essentially, TJ got himself backdoored. He used his bounty card, took himself off the block, but then he wasn't able to play in the veto competition. And then when something happened with the veto, when the nominee got taken off, he got put up as a replacement. So Ray did not want to repeat the same mistake that TJ made. Unfortunately, it didn't really end up working out in your favor, but we're going to get into that a little later on. But the episode starts out, and you're immediately campaigning. Like, you go into a room with Liz. BMO's there, but you call her Bimu. Which I thought was pretty funny. But it seems like you're trying to just recover from these past few weeks that you've had that haven't really been going in your favor. Do you really, like, from watching these episodes back, like, are you able to see where you went wrong in the game, or is it still kind of like a question mark as to why you were in this position?
That's a good question. I feel like I didn't do a whole lot right, but at the same time, not a lot was put in my favor with each week. Like, the only 2 weeks I was safe was when my number 1 and number 2 ally, Jake and Aiden, won HOH. And like, even though like I did end up like rekindling that with Ivy, and she did keeping me in the week that I did go. I feel like even the bonds that I was building, I wasn't making strategical moves, and I was just trying to get socially inclined with other people when I wasn't really pitching a whole lot. And I think to my own fault, I probably should have done more with that. And I didn't really offer as much, but I would say more so I was very unlucky in this game, but I also didn't help myself with some of the decisions and moves I made.
And there were some points during the week where you were kind of convinced that you were Brad's assigned target. Is that true?
That is true. For a while, I was just like, yeah. Yeah.
So then, but then it came out in a conversation at BMO. You actually initiated this conversation with a lot of people in the backyard in the one scene where you were all discussing and comparing notes about like what the hell is Brad doing? Because honestly, the viewers also may have been a question mark for the viewers, like what is Brad's motive here? What is Brad doing instead of household reign? And we all figure out that, oh shit, like Brad's been trying to get Liz out this entire week, but he totally flopped. So what was that reaction for you, BMO?
I didn't know what was going on. I didn't even know Liz was the target for Brad at all. I didn't really realize it. I just kind of assumed it was either Ray or Beans, but I didn't really know what was going on throughout his whole HOH. It just didn't really make sense at all. The noms, everything, just how he's playing it off. I didn't know what was happening at all or why he put them up.
Right. So at this point in the game, you have everyone's in alliances. I want to kind of go through everyone's positioning in that aspect because there's a lot of, I want to make sure that if the edit may have not made it clear, I want to see if you guys can remember who like your closest allies were and like what main alliances you were completely loyal to. So BMO, we'll start with you. Like who would you say your closest allies were in the game at that point?
It was definitely, if I have to pick like a top 4, Beans was my number 1, 100%. It's kind of obvious. And then Liz and I were super close. And then I also had Madison and Maxim in my back corner. Those were definitely the top 4 for me.
Right. Maxim, what about you?
Well, if we're doing top 4s, I would say probably, Madison and Brian. Madison being my number 1. And then I would say realistically, probably like Beans and Liz, I was talking to a lot more frequently than I feel like the edit shows throughout like all of the episodes. So sorry, BMO.
Right.
Nah, it's so good.
And so, Aiden, I want to go to you. So you obviously have your hands in a lot of different alliances here. I'm not sure if the edit can really show it and give you justice, but like Aiden here, this is also Aiden's debut on the podcast. So I want to give Aiden a lot of time to talk here. Aiden's got a lot of shit to dish out here. So yes, you do, bro. Like just let it all out.
I'll post an apology video on YouTube.
With a guitar, yeah. But yeah, so Aiden is in a lot of alliances. You're in this Sponsored by Nike alliance, and then you're also in this Mystery Inc. alliance. So what was your the Sponsored by Nike alliance, it pretty much at this point was just you and Ray, because I mean, you, Ray, and I guess Jake was kind of in that alliance too. But when TJ got out, it was kind of like that shit was out the window. But who were you closest with in this game at this point?
Oh, let's see. Oh yeah, Ray. Final 2 right there. We made a final 2 week 3. That was our we were planning on doing a chill town, and then he gets nominated again.
Yeah.
The fuck. And then who else? I don't know, man. Jake's there, but I'm his target, so you know that's cool. I guess Brian. We'll throw Brian in there. Yeah, let's throw Brian, and then Liz. Actually, I gotta be honest. It's probably Ray, then Liz, then Jake, and then like everyone else.
I want you to kind of dish out your story with like your past with Liz, because obviously, like we've said on this podcast many times, Liz did play in other game shows with people that played in season 8. She's known in the community. So where did you meet Liz? Do you even remember where you met Liz for the first time?
Oh, yeah, I do.
What have you played with Liz before?
Robster's Big Brother 3.
Okay. Right. And how did that work out for you?
Oh boy. Let's see. I get evicted before jury.
Right.
I'm the last pre-juror. I won HOH week 2. Was also chaotic HOH. Liz was something that we like to call a saboteur, and she really fucked with my HOH.
Yeah.
I had a plan. I was like, this is the set plan. I was gonna nominate Eli and JJ.
Yeah.
She sends Eli to fucking what's it called?
Solitary.
Solitary. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I get put on the spot, so I nominate someone called Kimmy, who's really good at competitions.
Okay, yeah.
And I go out week 4.
Right, yeah.
So yeah, me and Liz go way back. She fucked my HOH and Robster's Big Brother, but I have forgiven her.
Yeah, because
the past is in the past.
Because we recorded season 8 in October of 2022. Robster's Big Brother, without you played on, was in July 2019. I'm pretty sure that was. So it had been like 3 years.
And then me and Liz will sprinkle in calls and different Discords every once in a while, or different game shows. So
right.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, guys, I'm not sure. Like, yes, they know each other. It wasn't that big of a deal. But yeah, so like you guys were obviously working together to some extent, but like it was kind of like from my understanding and the viewers' understanding, it was more of like a mutual agreement that you guys wouldn't target each other. From what I
that was it. Every once in a while, we'll message each other like, "Hey, what's going on this week?" Or what's, yada yada. But like, if she won HOH, I probably wasn't going up. If I won HOH, I was not going to put her up. So that's kind of the whole deal.
I wanted to also ask you, Aiden. So when Brad wins head of household, so he obviously, you nominated him week 1. You also saved him. So he kind of like, I'm sure you probably weren't worried about going up on the block, right? Because you guys had a conversation in the previous episode about how he said he was going to keep you safe. But were you intending on trying to get into his ear and trying to get out some of your targets this week?
No.
So you were just going to let him take the reins?
I was gonna let him do it. I didn't because like you said, we made a deal to keep each other safe. I didn't want to push Brad. I didn't want to really get in his ear because I didn't want him to think, oh, maybe Aiden's really trying to get me to get this person out. And Brad is very quiet. He does not talk much.
Yes.
So he was like one of the like few people that I had no idea who he was working with either. I could not figure it out for the life of me. So I didn't want to go into the HOH room and be like, hey, nominate this person. And then he's like, I work with that person.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, well, okay. I didn't know that because, But so I felt fine. I knew I was safe, but I wasn't going to bother going in his ear because I knew I was safe. Didn't know he was going to nominate Ray, though. So.
And which cool. Another thing to kind of mention about what kind of like to piggyback off of what you said, Aiden, about how Brad doesn't really talk all that much. Part of the reason why his edit didn't he pretty much had an invisible edit up until his head of household reign, because I mean, he really didn't do much in the game. Like, I feel like he was really just coasting, not really like, I mean, I guess you could say he was also floating, but he really was observing, taking in information, and he really didn't use anything with that information. So I don't know if that was intended strategy upon for Brad's behalf, but it was kind of like I kind of was stuck here in the edit process, not knowing how to like prepare the viewers for his head of household reign when he literally didn't contribute a single thing to the game up until his HOH. So that's one thing I wanted to get out of the way. But another thing I wanted to say is that he has a conversation with Jake. And Ray, I want to get your reaction to this. So we all just watched episode 8 for the first time, and Brad tells Jake to tell Liz that he wants the nominations to stay the same. So instead of just going directly to Liz, he's trying to get Jake to tell Liz. Like, it was just kind of weird. But what was your reaction to hearing that? So he just wanted to keep the noms the same.
I'm honestly at a loss. Like I it doesn't make a lot of sense. I remember in last week's episode when he was nominating people, my name wasn't even said in the edit. So it's probably like a complete like blindside to the viewers. Like, wait, why did he pick him? I guess like I did try talking to Brad, but they just never fell through.
Yeah.
But I was put in that position. But the fact that he made someone else do work for him, I don't know if that's exactly like the best look for a game. And I don't know. I was just like, why make other people do stuff when like you're playing your own game? You have to make sure you're doing your own thing.
And I will let the viewers know, Mike and Joey, you guys can back me up on this. Y'all all were production. But the head of household, when you have the head of household role, you can summon anybody up you want into your room. So could have easily just got Liz to come to the room, but hey, I don't know. It's his own game. Anyway, to move on past that, let's see. So my notes here. Okay, so Maxim, let's go to you, because this is like a really cringeworthy conversation, and we laughed at this when we watched it back. It was really funny. So the week before this, so during Jake's head of household reign, Jake nominates you as a pawn. He made it very clear to the house he did not want you to go home, but it also could have backfired and made you a target in that sense. But you pull him aside, and what do you say, Maxim? What do you say?
Oh, bitch, don't ask me. Fuck if I know. I say a lot of things.
Well, we saw. You basically said, Jake, just know in the future, don't be surprised if I come after you. Essentially what you said. It was a long conversation, but the gist of it was that you were kind of warning Jake that because he nominated you, that in return, don't be surprised if you get nominated. which is foreshadowing because you do end up winning the Triple HOH and you do nominate him. So
this little I need to watch my mouth because we are going on platforms. But this little Jake, his confessional after that gagged the heck out of me.
Right,
Excuse me, sir. How many? Let's see. We have 4 winners so far. It is week 4 winners.
We see 4.
Bitch, I don't know the fucking math. Okay, it doesn't matter. We already knew this. We saw how I did in that one veto. Listen, I was not having it because I've watched the prior seasons and like literally season 7. We watched. What were their names? I don't know. Ella and
Holly. Yeah.
They were both pawns pre-jury, something like that, and they both went home as pawns. So like pawns go home. So I was like, we're not doing this.
Yeah.
I never thought I was gonna go home. Like, no offense to Polly, love him to death.
You did get 3 votes. You got 3 votes.
That gagged me when I was like, oh,
Bimo was one of them. One of them in this call, right?
No, I think 2 of them are in this call.
Oh wait, I think so. Wait, I don't even remember the votes, but I'm pretty sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, basically, I'm not gonna lie, I expected 2 votes at max. So then when I saw 3, I was like, okay, I was in more danger than I thought I was.
Right.
So like, I will say, if there's one thing I can say about my game so far, it's that I played an honest game. So I'm not shocked that I went up to Jake, and I probably would do the same thing now.
Right. And your game, like your strategy, Maxim, throughout the season so far that we've seen is that you're a very open and honest player. Okay. And you're not afraid to, like, I would say that you're probably, like, you wear your heart on your sleeve and you're not afraid to be confrontational with anybody. Do you think that could potentially rub some house guests the wrong way, though? Like, do you think that...
100%.
Yeah.
But, like, what are they going to have against me? Because, like, if I'm not lying, they can't, like, catch me in anything.
Right.
So, like, what are they going to say? Oh, you said this? And I'm going to be like, yeah, the fuck I did. I'll double down, like...
Double down.
What do you expect?
Double down.
Double down.
Triple down with
Can I say something?
Yeah, what's up? Yeah, Joey. Yeah, step in,
dude. Like seeing that the day of, and like seeing now that like the confessional afterwards, where Jake's like, I don't really care. Like that's such testament to how good Maxim's game was. Like at that point, because like to have someone. To have like go up to somebody and be like, you know what? If I get power, you'll probably be nominated. You just will. I don't care. Like he doesn't care. No, you don't care. What do you mean you don't care?
Yeah.
Like that. I think that shows that Maxim was positioned very, very well.
Positioned very well. Also a very underrated player. I in my opinion.
Yeah.
I do think people really underestimated Maxim's power. And then they got a little taste of it during the triple eviction, but we're not going to get ahead of ourselves. We're going to get to that. We are going to get to that. Aiden, want to go to you, and also Ray, I wanted to go to you as well because this conversation involves both of you kind of indirectly. So there is this new alliance that is being formed called the Mystery Inc. Alliance. Jake kind of stemmed this idea, wanted to create an alliance of all the big threats in the game. So apparently all of you guys landed in that category. We have Ray, Aiden, Ivy, Brian, and Jake. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's all 5. So it's a 5-person alliance, Mystery Inc. The theme was because of the haunted house. There was like this, like Scooby-Doo and the gang. But Brian was informed, or Brian did not know about this alliance. And also like in the episode, it showed him in the room, but his computer crashed during it. So he wasn't really there when the alliance was formed. So he felt as if he was left out of it. So Ray and Aiden, when you watched this for the first time, did you even know that he thought he was left out of this alliance? Or were you all pretty under the assumption that he was well aware of being in the alliance?
I thought he was in it. I thought he was in it. I didn't know.
Yeah, I was out of the house before I even knew.
Yeah. What Jake told me was like, he was like, yeah, and also I'll invite Brian. I was like, okay. Yeah. And then that was it. Right. And then now finding out that he didn't, I'm like, well, I'm confused, but yeah, it's whatever.
It's crazy.
I think that's also just like Ivy instigating that a little bit and trying to kind of push Brian towards that direction of not trusting them.
Exactly.
Which is good on Ivy's part.
Yeah. No, Ivy used that to her advantage for sure.
Oh yeah, because then like you kind of start seeing this budding this duo of Brian and Ivy, and we're gonna see how that plays out after the triple, because they both survive it. So we'll see how that plays out now with kind of all members except for Ray being in that alliance. So it's kind of like, could it be a 2v2 with Ivy and Brian versus Aiden and Jake? Who knows? Who knows what could happen here? I don't know. I'm predicting things. I wasn't there during
Shiver me timbers.
Yeah, shiver me timbers. But yes, so we have this kind of trust building alliance meeting with Ivy and Brian. It's a really interesting conversation that I think is going to be important down the line. So we'll see. Then we get to the veto meeting, and oh my goodness, Liz uses the veto on Beans, and
never saw that coming.
Never saw it coming because, like, obviously Liz wouldn't have used it because Jake was supposed to relay that message to Liz to not use it, right? Like, if you guys, if you really like Brad, if you really like, okay, I don't want to like come for Brad like this, but like Brad, if you really wanted the veto not to be used and you wanted to like ensure this move worked out in your favor, the best bet would have been to tell Liz yourself. That's my opinion. I don't know. Do you guys agree with that? I guess I don't know.
And there was time for that message to be relayed, but also there was time for Brad to just go straight to Liz and be like, "Hey, this is what I want." So
that just gets
more
messy.
gameplay, I guess.
Yes.
It's like it's the message train. It's like you tell this person to tell this person to tell this person, and by the time it gets to that person, a different message is constructed every single time. Especially like you said at the beginning of the week when you said that when you are HOH, you have that power to literally drag anybody on that list and put it in your room. So I don't know why Brad wouldn't have mended that relationship with Liz and tried to conform something together, and then put it for Jake.
Yeah,
I didn't understand that.
Let me see. So yeah, that it was just a really weird thing, and BMO unfortunately faces the consequences of this now. So you see BMO and Ray on the block, and this is just like, how do we feel about this? How like is it why BMO? Where did this come from?
Why Ray? Like I was confused.
And why Ray? Like this doesn't make any sense.
I asked. I'm pretty sure I asked Brad. I was like, "Hey, just let me know what you want, and I can help you." And he said nothing. So I was like, oh, I guess he's gonna do what he wants. But I guess Ray and BMO.
Yeah.
I didn't see them as that big of threats.
I still have yet to have a reason to be on that block.
Yeah,
I really don't know.
I don't know. Like
I don't, because you're straight. I don't remember. But was there was Brad close to anybody prior to his HOH?
I would
like, is there anybody that he spoke to a lot?
I would say like Aiden. Like Aiden probably was like because of what happened week one. It was probably Aiden.
Probably. Me and Brad talked a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like
I talked a lot and he just was kind of like, yeah.
I raised my hand.
Yeah, what's up, Joey?
I will say that like just from being on production that day, all of production, that was the most like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
Like you didn't expect those first two nominees, and then Liz using the veto, that whole veto meeting, we were just
the question marks.
Why?
Above our heads.
We were so. It was like we were the house guests there in that moment. Like what?
Yeah.
Why?
It didn't make any sense.
Weird.
BMO, because you were the one that was, the replacement nominee. Like, did you what was your initial reaction to that? And like, what was going through your mind? Did you have any fear that you were about to go home?
Honestly, I felt a bit more safe, but obviously with how the votes turned out, I was a little less safe than I thought, but I wasn't really expecting to be put on the block. I know I said that I didn't talk to Brad a lot, but I was trying to get a feel of if the other house guests didn't really get to talk to Brad either. Yeah. And knowing that a lot of them didn't have a strong connection with him, I was thinking of the little moments like the first week of HOH where he picked me for house guest choice for veto. I was thinking, oh, that's a little thing that got us a bit closer. That could have just been because I'm a good comp person, but I was honestly surprised that out of all the people, I actually got put up because I could tell that Brad was like closer with really no one and I could actually help him in the future, but obviously he put me up and I don't agree with it, but here we are.
Now, do we think that Brad possibly nominated BMO to be like the pawn? Like was Ray like, because I don't even know, like to this day I really don't even know. I wish Brad was here. Fortunately Brad couldn't make it. Do we know if BMO was just a pawn? Like was Ray just his target just for the hell of it?
Could have been another scenario where like he just picked whoever was in front of him.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, it's literally right in front of him.
Aiden,
Yeah.
since you're here, why don't you speak on that? Since you're here.
Not
Sorry,
why I picked
Aiden.
Heather. That's not why I picked Heather. I've said this multiple times.
All right.
We'll get into that
Why
later.
did you pick it? Oh yeah. We'll
Oh,
get,
you want to do that now?
yeah. Well, yeah, because we're already on the topic.
Yeah.
Let's dive into it because I don't want to misinform the viewers. I think I said in the previous podcast when we covered that episode, I think I told everybody that she was the first person to your left, and that's the reason why you picked her. But you also picked her because she was a female, and you were trying to get a female out that week. But I'll let you,
Okay. So it's a combination of a lot of things. Was it because she was in there? A little bit, but here's the thing. Madison was the last conversation I had before the veto ceremony.
Yeah.
She told me all this information that an all girls alliance is is forming, which is fine. I don't care. Until she said that they're coming after me. And I was like, oh, that sucks. and then she leaves, and then Andrew's like, all right, and you have 2 minutes to decide what you're gonna do with the veto. So I can't. So like what they said earlier, we could drag anyone we want in. I couldn't because I had to make a decision. So Andrew gave me like 2 minutes to decide, and then we went into the veto ceremony.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why am I gonna leave Brad on the block? I know he's about to go home. I 100% know he's about to go home. So I take Brad up. And I'm like, okay, so what female do I choose? And I realized, oh, I've made a bond with like all of them. And then I saw Heather, and I was like, I didn't even talk to you once. So then I nominated Heather, and everyone made it such a big deal. And I'm standing there like, what? I'm genuinely confused.
Yeah, I think the reaction was just because it was so random. Like even
well,
production.
what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
I see a lot of viewers saying like, why should he take off Madison and put up Brian? Why would I do that? Madison just told me all the girls are coming after me. Why am I going to take Madison off and put Brian up so then a guy goes? Well, it just didn't make sense.
Yeah. Well, to me, it makes it like I get it why you didn't go after Brian because like it is week 1 and getting your bounty card that early in the game when we never told you how long the twist lasts. Like I get it. Like I totally get why Brian wasn't your target. Like that makes sense to me. And
I had a different strategy with the bounty card.
Yeah.
It has but so Brian was never like after I think I did the DR where I said, oh, so sorry, Brian, looks like you're going home. Yeah. Like 2 minutes later, I was like, nah.
Exactly. Yeah. Which Ray, I mean, Ray, you were one of the ones that convinced Aiden not to target Brian.
But, yeah. Just me. I remember it was me and Beans. We were like sitting in front of him, and he just started an alliance, one of many, and we were just like, oh well, I don't know, because I just said don't target Brian because Brian was one of like 2 people that I talked to right before getting pulled in. So I was like, I don't want my first relationship to go down the drain immediately.
Yeah. But so Ray, I want to jump ahead to after this veto meeting that just happened. When BMO gets put up next to you, we saw a lot of coverage from you campaigning. So I want to, so we will cover your side, but then I also want to jump deeper into like what BMO is doing because a lot of it wasn't covered in the episode from what I can remember. So we'll first cover that. So there is a conversation where you enter the room with Liz, Ivy, and Beans, and you're making this really sad pitch, and like they really feel bad for you, and like I feel bad for you editing this thing. I'm like, damn, like I feel bad. I feel for this kid. Like he's really just trying his hardest. There's nothing he can really do. Like you're kind of screwed at this point. But like that was the only move you could make.
It was literally Robster 2.0. Like I couldn't find a way to like make a pitch where it would be true, and I want to base my game off of like morality and not lying, but I like there's no way I could like just be like, oh, this is beneficial to your game because of this. It really wasn't beneficial to their game to keep me, except for maybe Ivy. I was really hoping my alliance could pull through, and before BMO was on the block, I was going to talk to BMO and be like, hey BMO, like do you want to like form something? But then they got plopped next to me, and now I'm targeting them, and like it's so many things went wrong. So I was just like, I was defeated. I was sick. I'm like, it was just not, everything was coming in at once, and it just wasn't helpful.
I will say, Ray, like, I think in season 8, you got dealt one of the shittiest hands out of anybody that played the game because your main, like the person that you were closest with in the game was Heather. and then she just goes home. So like you really like had nobody that you were close with in the game after that, and it was just kind of hard. I mean, you were close with Aiden, but then like Aiden just kind of like well, I mean, Aiden did try to save you at the end, but I mean, it wasn't enough, man. It was a tie vote. But BMO, let's go. Let's go to your coverage on your campaigning. You talked to Jake and Brian in the storage room. You talked to Maxim and Madison, and everybody seems like they're pretty confident that they're going to keep you. So kind of bring us through like your strategy moving forward after just randomly getting put up on the block.
Yeah, I didn't expect it, obviously, so I had to think of a quick strategy, and I didn't know how many people Ray had. I knew I had people, but Ray could have had the same amount of people, so I really had to start bringing into what I can do in the future to help their games out, and get really into the strategy and everything. Some of it might have been lies, but you know, it's what you got to do to get farther into the game. So I started giving to everyone, I'll help you out in the future, and some of those were lies to specific people. Some of them weren't. But yeah,
well, spill
just
it.
A lot of, you know, well, yeah, of course. So, Brian was going to be I was going to go after Brian if I won an HOH. If I had any power in the game, I was going to try to get Brian out. And I was in the storage room, I think, with Jake and Brian saying I'll help you out in the future at all if I win HOH or whatever, like you're safe, or like if you need me to vote to keep you, like I got you. But I wasn't doing that. I wanted my bounty card. I wanted to get it farther into the game. But you have to make those deals with people, because I felt close-ish with Brian, but I didn't know how close he felt with me.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
and you didn't know at that point if Brian had you as a target, right? You had no inkling?
I had no clue.
Right.
No, I wanted to go after Brian though. I didn't know whose side Brian was on, but I wanted to really get into that and actually put Brian on the block to see what would happen and who would flip.
Yeah. Gotcha. So there was a moment in episode 7 where it's like a triangle, like of everyone targeting each other in that room. So BMO, you had Maxim as a target. Brian had you as a target, and you're all trying to discuss. Like Maxim brings up the point, like who does everyone have as a target, and like no one wants to like show their cards because it would have totally blown up the whole operation at that point. And Maxim, like you knew Brian was targeting BMO, and you brought it up. You forgot.
I don't remember a lot of things.
You forgot.
I forgot. Oh my goodness!
I just think that was probably one of the funniest scenes of that episode. It was such a like classic.
Who do you guys have?
What was that?
So, but BMO, who do you have as a target? Like, who is it?
My target? It was you, Maxim.
Well,
it was almost like that Spider-Man meme where they're all like,
yes.
It was great. Yeah.
It was really funny to watch.
No, season 8 out of context and just drop that photo. Like, no, that was a great moment. I'm glad. Like, I hope the viewers got a kick out of that, because like I wasn't even thinking about including that conversation, but then like I was like, nah, this is funny. This just shows you how funny, messy Maxim can get sometimes in the game, like unintentionally. Like it was just a messy
and then we
situation.
saw it again with Jake, like me and Jake's conversation.
Yeah,
guys, I'm really good at knowing when to talk and what to talk about.
No, it was great.
But that's the best part about it, is like you were just unapologetically yourself, which made it so much better to watch, especially like in production, especially when we had our back and forth in the diary room. You weren't putting on a front, like that's who you are, which is really, really good to see in this game.
Yes. And I want to also, for those of you that may not know, so like when you play on the season, there's a diary room that you can sit and talk to and vent to. One of the main people that we have in the DRs asking questions and getting the answers out of the people is Mike. So Mike, kind of like walk us through your job about what you do for the show.
Yeah. So my goal is to get pretty much you guys to have your best case showcased on the channel and to show your game. So pretty much my goal is to make you guys very comfortable and kind of just bring out your gameplay, because sometimes there's so much stuff going on that you're going to forget things, that you're going to say things that you want to say to somebody, but you say it to me instead because you don't want to out your game. That's my job, is to make sure I can get that for you guys. So
yes,
it's really fun too, because I feel like a lot of the times, like I'll sit with somebody and we'll talk for a minute and you're like, I hate this person. Or you'll be like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And then you guys leave and and then you guys do the complete opposite of what you just told me. Like, it's so funny just to watch that happen.
You're also there to help them breathe. We have.
You're my therapist, that Mike.
Yeah, Mike. The diary room is a great it's like a therapy session. Like you go in there and because the game does get stressful, and you will see. I promise you, you will see the effects of the game because it's a long session. We're going into the 12-hour mark in these next few episodes, and you're gonna see some of these characters in this season. They start to break down mentally, and it's one of the most entertaining seasons of my show of all time. And that's it's gonna get crazy because the mental stress of this game really gets to some of the players, and you'll see what happens. But
it's such a good season.
It's so good. It's so good. You thought. No, it's good. But anyway, back to Mike's duty in the diary room. Mike is kind of like your therapist, so kind of becomes your friend in a sense in the diary room. So you get comfortable, and you kind of just feel comfortable enough to throw out all your strategy out in the open without feeling I'm scared. I feel paranoid to even talk about how I'm feeling. So there you go. I want to go. I kind of want to touch up on the small little thing that was in the episode. Beans obviously was a recruit. We've known this. Beans doesn't really know much about Big Brother, but it's cool because Beans learned as she played the game. So one of the coolest moments is that when Liz was in the room with Ivy and herself, Liz had mentioned that a lot of people were telling Liz to not use the veto. One of them being Brian, one of them being not Brian, Brad. One of them being Brad, one of them being Jake, I assume. And then Beans was like, "Wait, why wouldn't people want you to use the veto? Wouldn't they? Does that mean they want me gone?" And then Beans, I'll do triple BBB, which is big brain Beans, not what you think. From that TikTok. Anyway. But yeah, no. So Beans it's a big brain moment for Beans because she's like, "Oh shit! Do people really consider me as a target? Do people want me out? Because apparently, I don't know." So it was just a nice little moment I want to throw in there to show people that Beans is in the game, guys. She's playing the game. She's playing the game. In this conversation, also she reveals to Ivy and Liz that Brad is Beans' assigned target, and then Liz also in the process reveals that she has her bounty card because TJ got evicted. So they all kind of start sharing information. They kind of create this trust circle, and it's kind of a nice thing to see, or a trust triangle, if you will. And then as that's going on, Aiden, you're in this conversation. You're trying to rally votes for Ray. You're also really confused as to why Ray didn't use the bounty card, which we talked about earlier, why he didn't use it. But you're still kind of you're freaking out, you're frazzled, you're kind of worried that you're gonna lose an ally. So you're doing the most. And then we come to eviction time, and it's a wild eviction. I will say this here: we were watching this episode. Joey was there when we did this. When we did the show, Joey was there. We were all there, and for some reason, we were still shocked that this vote came down to a tie. We still. Yeah. I don't know. Wasn't it crazy, Joey?
This is the best vote. So far this season, bro, this is the best fucking vote, man. Yeah. I love this. Like you said, I was there the whole time. Ben knew what was going on, but watching it and seeing it go, it's such an intense vote, those close votes. And then all the wild week and everyone being like, what the hell is Brad doing? Why is Brad doing this? And it ends perfectly with Brad being one to decide out of the two who goes. Oh, it was great.
And Ray and Bima, what's the general feel watching these episodes back and getting to see who votes to evict you guys? That do you guys have any sort of kind of are you annoyed at those people that voted you out? Do you have anything against them after watching this stuff?
Not at all.
No. No.
So you don't Ray, you're not mad at Brad for being the sole vote. He crushed your dreams, man. He crushed them.
No, he did. It sucks that I kind of got taken out by the equivalent of chaos of Pandora's box,
right?
But it's just how the cookie crumbles, I guess. Right. It's just nothing you can do.
Right. So Ray's evicted, sole vote by Brad. Just kind of I don't know. It's kind of, it left me with an uneasy feeling in my chest because I was just like, this sucked, man. Like Ray, you were robbed, man. I will say that. Not saying that BMO, you deserve to go home. And anyway, I don't think either of you should have been nominated, but that's a different story. Anyway, it was just a kind of like, it just, no matter who goes home here, it's just not, it's not enjoyable. This sucks. But yeah, so we do the exit interview. Ray, you get told that you're going to be in the jury house. So now we can clear the air about this. So Ray, you had to sit there for 9 hours in the jury house. So how was that, man? How was sitting in the jury house for 9 hours?
The mental sanity depleted so fast. I was alone for maybe like 2 hours. No, not 2 hours. It was like an hour, I think. And then, you know, BMO and Brad came in. Yeah. They kept me company. But then, you know, we just kind of like stayed silent as we just had our brains fried in front of the monitor, just like staring like, wow, what could we have done differently?
Yeah. And so Ray and BMO, like, what was the jury house like? Because we actually had a jury house that you guys stayed on the server and you were hanging out there. So tell us what it was like.
I mean, yeah, obviously for Ray, I mean, it was like a lonely for like the first hour. I feel so bad for that. I would have hated that. But when we got in, I think just like for the first bit, we talked about what the fuck just happened. But am I allowed to curse?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Well, if that's the case, Maxim's out.
I'm bye, Maxim. Bye.
But we were just so exhausted, and we would just come back every little bit for whoever got out next and next just to see what happened. Right. And it was so long, but I'm so glad that we actually all got to still stay together and even just bond a little bit more. So,
right. Well, now what was it? What was at the jury house? Like, what did you guys get to do while you were there?
There was parkour. There was parkour.
Yeah, there was parkour.
There was parkour. We did this. Yeah. I think I did the same course maybe like 400 times.
Yeah.
Whatever. We had fun with that. I tried breaking out of the jury house eventually.
Yeah. Well, you did. There was. There was a part where Hannah ended up breaking you guys out. It was pretty funny, but there was I want to hear kind of your opinions because Ray, I don't think there has been a moment in a season where we've had someone in the jury for that long. You were in the jury longer than. I mean,
in the game, I was in the jury longer than the game.
Well, you were actually. I will say you were in the jury longer than like some seasons alone. Like I'm pretty sure you were in the jury longer than like it took us to record season 2 and 3. Like
yeah, yeah.
So
you
like
were there for a long time.
So like, do you have? Because like we're going to be doing another season soon. Which shameless plug. If you guys want to be a part of this awesome experience, go apply. Go apply. Please apply. We are looking to make your dreams come true, maybe win some money, and maybe make some new friends. But Ray, and BMO, if just focus on you two. If there are any aspects about the jury house that could be different, what would it be? What would you want to see added to it, taken away? Is there anything missing from it? Like, just give production some advice on this jury house.
I'll write it down. I got you.
Yeah, we'll write it down. Is there anything else you would have liked to have seen there, or did you know, what would have made you guys go less crazy?
So, I don't know. I mean, like, it felt like a prison cell.
Right.
I would say maybe like add a little bit more in the outdoors. I feel like it was just mostly green from what I remember.
Yeah.
But. I would like a nice mansion.
All right, yeah, just
roam around, I guess.
All right, we'll make a larger house.
But I did like the fireplace where me, Brad, and BMO ended up talking.
Right.
Yeah, wait, didn't we like put a strip hole down and we started like
We
stripping?
did.
Yeah. You did. Yeah, you did.
I think Hannah and I
we had to like create that, so maybe like put it in to like the house next time.
Okay, sure, yeah.
Or the jury. Yeah. That's my only thing. I just want a luxury house.
Yeah.
So.
A water slide.
Oh, water slide.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Write that down.
Yeah, write it down, Mike. Yeah.
Let's get a trampoline in there also. Come on.
Oh, trampoline. All right, yeah.
Oh yeah, the slime.
A jury battle bag.
Oh, jury battle bag.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was the first thing I asked Andrew after my eviction.
I felt so bad. I wish there was, man. I wish there was, but then we would have been there for 19 hours. That would have been. That would have been bad. So let's cover this this triple eviction. So I appear on the TV screen and I tell everybody, and which I don't actually appear on the TV screen. That's in post, obviously. I don't know. If
no, you do.
Yeah,
you do.
No, it is
in TV and you're there.
I thought that was in the game. I thought that was actually there.
But yeah. So I'm on the TV screen in the game, and I tell everybody it's triple eviction. We go, it's knockout trivia. It's one of my favorite. Well, it's BB Fight Night, but it's my favorite. It's probably one of my favorite competitions. I just love doing trivia. I love doing these kind of cool challenges. I think that they're really fun things that we do. Maxim comes out victorious. So he's Tori Vega. He's Tori Vega. Sorry, she is Tori Vega.
Thank you.
Sorry, my bad. So yeah, she's Tori Vega. She's victorious in this competition.
Canceling you.
Oh wait, actually, Aiden, there's one thing I wanted to mention in this competition, because obviously this is before I thought of like adding the text of like the DMs in the game that were going on. So when Brian got one of the questions correct, I forget which question it was, you had messaged Brian to eliminate Maxim, right? So and Brian doesn't do it. So at that point, did that set off like a light bulb in your head that, you know, like what did you kind of think at that point?
So earlier, like I said, Brad was one of the few people that couldn't figure out who he was working with. And the other people, one of them was Brian. And I knew he was working with me. I knew he was but I feel like he was working with other people, but I couldn't really figure it out.
Yeah.
And when he didn't eliminate Maxim, that's when I put the pieces together. And I figured who he was working with. And yeah, so yeah, that's it, you know.
Yeah. And just Maxim,
I figured it out.
Maxim gets the next question right. They eliminate you.
Yeah.
It's kind of not looking good for you.
Maxim knew what color blood was.
Yeah, because Maxim knew what the color...
Listen. My mother is a nurse. I should have answered it so much sooner. Like that, literally, like that is such a stupid question, and the fact that nobody answered it like at all fast is so embarrassing.
Mike and I were dumbfounded.
Yeah, well, Mike especially. Yeah, Mike. Yeah, you were definitely kind of like punching the wall.
Yeah, but you know, the saving grace is everybody has been there for a long period of time. We were there for hours on end.
Yeah.
So that was saving grace. But I was definitely like,
yeah,
guys, what are we doing here? What's going on?
Yeah. Maxim gets the grandma question correct, which I thought was funny because he's like, Grandma.
Grandma.
Who said naked grandma? Was that?
That was Family Feud. That was on Family Feud. Naked grandma. Yeah, no, that was funny. So yeah, Maxim, you win the head of household competition. You immediately, well, I wouldn't say immediately because we did have to cut this out, but you sat there in front of the living room for like a good 2 minutes trying to figure out what you were gonna do.
Yeah, because we've gone this whole podcast saying, oh, everyone when they're head of household, they get to like pull people into the room. Yeah. I didn't get that.
Nope,
I didn't get that one bit because it's a triple, so it's a whole speedy round. So I did not get that. So when I'm posted up in the front of the room, it's because I have to make so many decisions so fast. Mm-hmm. So, well, first of all, I was shitting myself because I just won my first competition. So I was like, yes, I'm doing something. I'm making a name for myself. And then I was like, oh, wait, I have to like actually like do stuff now.
Yeah, and as a longtime viewer of the show, I mean, you won the triple eviction head of household. That must have felt like very fulfilling to you in some sense.
Oh,
right?
God, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. But so looking back on it, do you feel like you made the correct nominations in the spur of the moment? Like, do you think that was probably your best move at that point?
Well, it was definitely a move.
Yeah,
it was definitely a move. I wouldn't change it because I don't know. There's nothing I think I would change at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Like 100%. Like yeah, but like no, not at all. No, like yeah.
So then, Aiden, you end up winning the veto, which was it was a pretty tight race. Ivy almost wins that. So a lot of things could have changed if
Aiden, do you think that's like a win or go home type of deal if you don't?
I was going home. If I
is this a David Alexander moment?
Had I lost, I'm more than certain. I'm more than certain. Had I lost, I was probably going home.
Yeah,
I was more than certain. So that's why when in the episode you hear me basically orgasm.
No, we all said it though. It was true. This did happen.
I was like, oh, yeah, and
It's a good reenaction.
and then I made out no joke. I was and I finished eating my food. So, in my opinion, it was a win-win.
Good stuff, Aiden.
What were you eating?
Yeah, what were you eating? Because you did cast a
sandwich.
You were eating a sandwich?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, real quick, we may get off topic here for just a few minutes, but like, what did everyone eat for dinner during the show? Did everyone?
That sandwich.
You ate a sandwich, Joey. What did you have to eat?
I had a smorgasbord of snacks for my choosing. Let me tell you.
Yeah, you did.
I had some pickles, just like the bag of pickles.
Right.
I had some bags of tuna as well. That's great.
You like bags of tuna?
I had, bro. They call me Big Tuna. That's what they call me.
They call you Dr. Shrimp Man.
Dr. Shrimp Man. I also had like Ritz crackers.
Oh, dude, those go pretty hard.
And then straight water for the first half, but then after that, I had bought a Red Bull for like hour 8.
Okay, yeah. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember what I had. I think I had mac and cheese from what I remember. I can't remember. I think I had mac and cheese. I think I had a sandwich. So I don't know. I can't remember. But let's see, Maxim, what did you have to eat? Do you remember?
Well,
some advice for future players.
I would not call this advice because I very much so. I know I had like one of those, like I had a glass with me the whole time,
right?
And I had like one of the like giant Pure Leaf containers, and I would just like keep pouring it until it ran out. And I think I had 2 Red Bulls, and then like 2 waters as well.
Okay.
And then I would just like casually get up and just like take the first thing I saw when I like went to my kitchen. Except I remember I told my dad to save me something from dinner, and I think I had like rice at some random point, and that was it.
So what I'm hearing is that Red Bull needs to sponsor us for next season, because apparently Big Brother Minecraft runs on Red Bull. Okay, anyway.
Sponsored by Red Bull, next alliance.
BMO, what is the BMO meal of Big Brother Minecraft?
Ooh, don't do the BMO meal, let me tell you. The BMO meal was nothing. I regret it. I had water.
Damn.
But I didn't eat anything until way after I got out. And I was feeling like a hot mess. Yeah. And don't do what I did. I was just, I don't know. I wasn't hungry until I started feeling like I was gonna pass out.
Yeah.
So don't do what I did.
You definitely don't. Ray, we'll go to Mike at the last, because Mike is our health advisor as well. So Ray, what do you remember what you had?
You're not gonna agree with this. I bought 2 dozen Krispy Kremes for this day.
Oh no, bro!
I was just like, what is it? Like every hour passing, I'm like, all right, let me just down one.
Bro, and you were sick too. What are you doing, bro? You're like, oh, dude. Oh god,
you're living my dream.
That's it.
My dream.
Oh, Ray, bro. Oh, Ray, dude. I'm so sorry, man. Okay, so Mike, what is Mike? Did you have a good meal? Did you have a nice meal? Do you remember?
I did.
What did you have?
I started off. I made eggs because you got to get your protein in for the day.
There you go.
And then I had my protein bar. I drank just water the entire day. I didn't drink anything else. Anything like soda. The thing about Red Bull, and I'm not trying to ruin the sponsorship here, is Red Bull good for a quick energy, and then you crash hard once it's. So that's constantly drink your water. No, Joey. We're trying to make sure you live.
Would you say that's why you buy 4?
Yeah. Final 4.
Get the fuck out of here.
My final 4.
No, and then just lots of water. Periodically, when there's downtime, just don't stare at your computer. Just get up, walk away, use the bathroom, take that time to not look at your phone. But for dinner, I actually had my friend drop off Chipotle for me. Nice. She came in clutch. It was Olivia.
Yeah, nice.
So the Chipotle held me off for the rest of the night. So, but yeah, lots of water, lots of protein throughout the day. Try to avoid sugar.
Wait, Aiden, what's good, bro? What happened?
What's going on?
Are you good? What happened?
Just skip me.
Right.
Wait, we asked you, right?
Yeah, you did. I had a sandwich. That's all I had.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm tripping.
yeah.
I thought you were upset that I didn't ask you. Okay, my bad.
No, I'm not upset at all.
We did.
Okay.
And definitely eat. BMO, the fact that I didn't know you didn't eat, I would have told you in the diary to eat. I would have been like, you need to eat something now.
It affects the gameplay.
It does.
Yeah, obviously does. Yeah.
Because if you're on this game for like 10 plus hours, you're starving, you're dehydrated, your mind is already messed up. You're going to make some bad decisions, and you're going to come back on this podcast and be like, well, I shouldn't have done that.
Where did it all go wrong? No. But yeah. So
yeah, start with a good breakfast.
Nice.
That's the most important.
We should just start a health podcast. This is just like...
There we go. Blood is red, guys, in the system. I don't know if y'all knew that, but it is. Blood is red in your system.
Blood is red.
I did know that.
At least someone knew. At least someone knew.
But yeah, so back to Big Brother Minecraft. Back to like what was my camera
That's
froze.
what we were talking about. I forgot.
But yeah, so back to
didn't work. I'm sorry, guys.
Back to the game. So Aiden wins the veto, takes himself off, and BMO, you unfortunately you're the replacement nominee. Not fun stuff, and it's an interesting vote to say the least. I wish Brian and Ivy were here for this. I wish they could explain, because there was a moment in DMs that they had where they were trying to figure out who to vote to save, and like Brian and Ivy both almost voted to save Brad. I'm pretty sure like they both almost put their votes on Brad, but then Ivy decided to go save Jake at the last second. But Brian was the rogue vote to save Brad. 1 vote. 2 votes to save BMO, which was Liz and Beans. And then the 3 votes to save Jake were Aiden, Madison, and Ivy. So that's how it ended up. BMO, you were 1 vote shy of staying in the game. So sad. And you and Brad ended up going to jury. And that's the end of your Big Brother Minecraft journey. That's maximum.
What you mean by that?
Yeah, but yeah. So anyway, moving on. But yeah, so yeah, BMO, you're evicted. For anybody applying to this show, what do you got to say, BMO? I want to hear your thoughts on this game.
Oh my gosh. Please do it. Well, first of all, don't do what I did, which was basically not eat.
Right.
I definitely say one thing that I took away from this is that I focused so much on just having fun with everyone. I didn't focus on the alliances, who was with who. I didn't focus on strategy. I was just trying to have fun, and that's the biggest regret that I had in my game. So when you apply and if you get accepted, like, have fun and everything, but don't forget you're in a game show and there's probably money on the line, and you got to like fight it out, because I just came in to have fun. I wanted to come in to be in win and everything, but when I was there, I just had fun with it, and I'm so happy that I did. But maybe if I really connected deeper with more people specifically, I maybe could have got that 1 more vote to stay, and then who would have known what happened. But definitely do it. Like, it was so much fun. Like, please apply.
I want to pop a scenario out there, guys. This is gonna be crazy, and we can settle the score here. So, BMO, if Brian wasn't assigned you as a target, there is a possibility the vote could have tied. Brian could have voted to save you. If that were the event, Maxim, you would have cast a solo vote to save. Who are you saving? You saving BMO or Jake?
Well, to be completely frank, the reason why BMO was put up as a replacement was because Brian had told me that, well, obviously I knew Brian had BMO as their like target. And then I was like, as you said, I was posted up in front of everyone for like 20 minutes trying to make these decisions.
Right.
And I remember Brian messaged me in Minecraft and was like, put up BMO so that I can get them out because they're my target and I can get my bounty. So being Brian was my second closest ally and my first closest ally just got their card because of Ray going home. I was like, okay, I don't want BMO going, but if BMO does end up going, at least it does help my game in some way. So realistically, I would like BMO is not who I wanted to go home, or else BMO would have been on the block the whole time.
Yeah.
So I would have saved BMO.
All right.
Appreciate
That's
it.
interesting.
Oh,
Not that it happened, but
Yeah.
of course.
BB multiverse. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe something from the Humiliverse could change the
Scrambleverse.
path. The Scrambleverse.
They're gonna-
Julie's nether region.
Bro, Aiden, bro, you're funny, bro. You're funny, dude. Yeah.
Corey's seen some shit.
Yeah, Corey's seen some shit in Julie's nether region. Anyway, but I was gonna say something too. God damn, Aiden, bro, fuck.
My bad. My bad.
Fuck, I don't even remember what I was gonna say. Shit, I don't even know. I guess like, oh right, yeah, I do remember now. I do remember. I will say, guys, I need you all, if you're a viewer of this show and you're really invested in this, I need you guys to pay attention to the butterfly effect, because there is something that, like, it may have happened in the during the triple eviction that could just, it may have been a minor thing that happened in here that could eventually alter the rest of the game. And you guys will figure that out. And maybe at the final podcast, we'll talk about this. But it's a theory I have that may lead to maybe one of the outcomes of the game. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Who knows? Who knows, guys? It's a little teaser. It's a little teaser for you guys that I'm allowed to say.
Andrew.
I'm allowing myself to say. Yes.
Hey, Andrew. So when's the BB takeover twist happening?
Every single week, all summer long.
All summer long? That's what I was promised.
Yeah, dude. I don't know, man. But honestly, dude, like BB takeover. We had something planned for season 8. Actually, we wanted to do a Zingbot twist where Pepe Gucci was gonna come into the house and roast everybody, but scheduling issues all came in the way and it did not work out. But it would have been amazing. Aiden, you actually have have personal beef with Aiden from like years ago.
Not fair.
So that would have been pretty funny to see. But yeah,
The house guests don't. Peyton didn't make a video about the other house guests and post it on YouTube. Okay, that's not fair.
yeah, that's true. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, that was wild. That was wild. If you guys do your research, you'll probably find that. I don't even know if that video still exists, but you know, that was a funny video.
Doesn't.
But anyway, guys, this has been the On the Block podcast with Andrew Yalo and the cast and crew of Big Brother Minecraft Season 8. I want to give a quick thanks to everyone that's here in this call right now. Y'all are amazing, and you know, just the passion you guys all have for this show and just the community in general. I love it. I love you guys so much.
Just for you, Ray.
Yeah.
Just for you, Reagan, my chill Tom.
But yeah, thanks for coming out to this podcast, cast and crew, and then for the viewers at home that have been watching this season. Like, I promise you, these next few episodes, I just finished editing episodes 9 and 10 this past weekend, and let me tell you, some of my favorite episodes, just they are really good. They're really good. If you're really into like some intense gameplay, these episodes are for you. But with that being said, thank you all for watching the podcast. Hopefully we'll have an episode out next week as well. I'm going to Germany. I'm going to meet up with my friend Edgar. You'll see Edgar on another show coming up soon. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, so that's kind of cool. So yeah, maybe we'll do a live podcast episode from Germany. But yeah,
that would be fun.
That'll be cool. Anyways, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you guys in the next episode.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Peace out.